Bruh, that's your girl?
Yeah.
Yes. Yo, stop playing with me. What are you doing?
Nah, bro.
Hello?
Bro, what the fuck?
Chill, that's not even funny.
My
Hello?
bad.
Oh, she hung up on me, bro.
Bro, I don't mean to laugh, cuz.
Stop fucking playing with me, bro.
Bro, that's crazy. That's crazy. She not answering, cuz.
Welcome to your wireless.
Bro, no, it's not even.
Have fun with her. Happy for you.
Your husband needs more than one woman in his life. Men crave more than one woman in their lives, and the sooner you guys wrap your minds around that, the happier your lives are gonna be. I'm telling you, the second you let your husband bring another woman or multiple women into your life, you're...
Bianca, long time.
Who is Bianca?
What? I need more than one woman, right?
Not
She's
anymore than
lying.
me.
Told
No.
you lying.
My mom had an affair with my brother's wife. My brother met his wife when they were both 25 and in their last year of school. They got engaged really fast, like about 4 to 5 months after they met. During their engagement, they spent a lot of time together, but they were never allowed to be fully alone together. So this meant that she would spend a lot of time at my house where either me, my mom, or my sister would spend the night with them. Inevitably, we all got super comfortable around each other, and this is when things started to get weird with my mom. My mom, who is 44 years old, started to get a little too friendly with my sister-in-law. Like, for example, we would be watching a movie and they would sit together, and then that turned into leaning on each other, and then that turned into full-on cuddling with each other. Another example is that they would FaceTime each other 24/7, and I'm talking about like waking up and falling asleep to each other on FaceTime. So eventually me and my sister would call my mom out on this, and she got extremely angry, and she was just saying that they were super close, so they would talk a lot, and she said she would stop calling her and talking to her so much, but she actually never ended up not talking to her as much, and she would just hide when they would be FaceTiming, and they would FaceTime for hours, sometimes even with AirPods in, just listening to each other's background noises, and then they would text each other when they would want to say something to each other. This went on for the entire engagement. Me and my sister would joke about how they were lovers, but we were really honestly just joking because we never thought that it would actually get that far. I had just gotten home from work, and my mom, my sister-in-law, and my sister were all sitting on the couch together. My sister had just gotten home like 10 minutes before me, and my sister-in-law and my mom had been together alone all day. I took a seat next to my sister on the couch, and she texted me and said, "Go look at what's on mom's bed, but don't make it obvious." So I got up really quickly, and I secretly went and took a peek into my mom's room. I didn't see anything at first, so I went in and took another quick look, and I saw a strap in the corner of my mom's room. I'm just gonna let you figure out what kind of strap it was. Me and my sister were in complete shock, obviously, because we knew that they had been the only ones home together alone all day. Me and my sister went back and forth for a while on what we should do, but then a couple days later we decided to just tell our brother, and he believed us immediately because he also saw all the red flags. He called his wife and told her that he knows what she did and he wants a divorce immediately, and then she called my mom after that, screaming and crying to my mom. And then my mom ran out to her car and she left. I have no idea what happened after that. All I know is my mom came home a couple hours later just acting like nothing even happened. Then my sister ended up telling her friend that our brother and wife were getting divorced, and he said, "Oh great, now I can ask you why you have inappropriate videos of her on your laptop." It turns out that my sister had asked him for help on one of her assignments, and he had opened the Notes app on her computer and saw one of the videos of our sister-in-law, and then he just closed out because he just wanted to act like nothing happened. Turns out that my sister was actually logged into my mom's Apple ID because she was using her old laptop, so all of the notes and everything from our mom's phone got transferred onto her laptop. Me and my sister ran home and went to look through the laptop, and there it was. dozens and dozens of videos and pictures of my sister-in-law doing so many inappropriate things, and screenshots and text messages. And the text messages weren't much, but I just remember one of them said, "I wish I met you first. I love you so much. I love you more than James, my brother." We sent all the evidence, obviously, over to my brother, and he showed his wife, and then she admitted to everything.
I found out that my fiance was cheating on me right in the middle of his proposal to me, like literally as it was happening. Now, I was madly in love with this man. I was head over heels, would do whatever he said. If he said jump, I would say how high. At the time, we had been dating for about 2 years, maybe a little bit under 2 years. And the fact that he was even proposing was a shock to me, because even though that I was madly in love with him, I didn't quite feel that we were ready for it. But one day, he just decided to surprise me, took me to Orlando for a little bit of fun at the amusement parks, because, I like to get down like that with some childish, lighthearted fun. So once we got to the amusement park, he decides to sign up to be a contestant on one of the competition games performances that they had at this theme park. So right before the show is about to start and he's about to start to compete, he hands me over his cell phone and says, "Babe, please film this. I want you to see what's going to happen." And I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is so cute. How much fun. Like, this is my dream come true. Competition starts. There was like 3 or 4 events that he had to compete with others to win. And ultimately, he won. But remember, I'm filming, right? And I'm filming from his cell phone that he told me to hold. So here I am with his little cell phone filming, all excited, all proud of my man. He starts to receive text messages that are popping up on the screen. The text messages turned out to be from his mistress that he's been messing with the whole time we are together. And she's pissed. She's really pissed. I guess that morning he had texted her to let her know, like, hey, it's over between us because I'm about to get engaged today. And she threw a shit fit, even though she herself was married. So at this point, my heart absolutely drops and like I want to vomit. And I'm sitting here in a crowd with hundreds of people, maybe even thousands of people, trying to keep my hands steady and filming what's happening as he's proposing and announcing it to this whole freaking stadium full of people. But I really know what's happening as I'm seeing these texts flash across the screen. Trauma. Deep breaths, Tiffany. Deep breaths. Now listen, I am not the type of girl that likes it when people see me sweat. I keep my cool. I just smile and I pretend that I'm the just most elated, happiest woman on the planet. So since this proposal has been blasted all over the big screen, that everyone around me is so excited for me, they're congratulating me, and I'm just like in shock and awe. I somehow managed to keep my composure and to just walk outside of the stadium and wait for him outside. Once he shows up, he immediately gives me a huge hug, tells me that he loves me, and of course, does the proposal again to my face this time, not just on the big screen. There's so many people watching. Remember, we're in the middle of a theme park with thousands of people. So I quickly grab him and drag him into the nearest restaurant in this theme park that I could find. And I bring him over to the bar area and I sit him down and I tell him everything that I know. He didn't try to deny it. He knew that he was caught. And for the next 30 minutes, he proceeded to just tell me everything that he thought that I wanted to hear. And I was just numb. The only words that I could manage to muster up at this point were, "Baby, this 2-carat diamond ring, it's just not going to be enough." We're going to need some matcha tea for this one. So in part 1, I divulge exactly what happened up until the point of the proposal and me finding out that he was cheating. But what I didn't get into is, did I say yes? And oh, do inquiring minds want to know. Remember, guys, this is real life. This was not a game. This was not a fantasy. So I'm just going to give it to you real based on my very human experience. So no, I did not say yes that day. Remember, we're keeping it real. We're keeping it really, really real here. So we drove home in awkward silence that day. I was completely paralyzed. But about 2 days later, the unhealed version of myself that I agreed to put the ring on and play fiance. Now, so many of your comments were, oh, I would have done this. I would have outed him. I would have thrown the ring at him. Blah, 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 blah. Listen, like I said, this is real life. And I'm just not a messy girl. Why would I embarrass myself further like that? To let him see me sweat? To let hundreds and thousands of people see me sweat? Never gonna happen. I kept my cool to think and calculate and assess the situation and figure out what I was gonna do to not cause further harm to myself. Side note, it took me over 2 years to even tell my own sister, who's my best friend, about this story. So just so that gives you an idea about who I am. To quote Taylor Swift, I keep my side of the street clean. Maybe you don't know what I mean. So we move on to make public appearances with our friends. And here I am with a ring on my finger, but I hadn't even told my friends I was engaged. So when they noticed the rock, they're like, what the heck is this? It was a complete shock to everyone, but I was just sitting there silently with my ring on, just hoping to not have to talk about it. What a shameful experience. Again, people, this is the unhealed version of myself. This was like 10 years ago. To kind of close the loop on all of this, maybe 2 or 3 months at the most went by after that proposal. And of course we fell apart. He was never going to win my trust back. It was never going to work. I had had so much invested in this relationship that it was really hard to break it off immediately. Again, we're human and I'm not messy. So I really tried to give it a go. And it took about 2 years and $10,000 of therapy just to finally be right again with myself. I put in the work. And what did I do with the ring? I know that that's what y'all want to know. I know you want to know. You know what I did? I gave it back. You might think that I'm stupid or that I'm crazy for doing that, but that's just what I did. I didn't need that bad juju. I didn't need him. I didn't want anything from him. I gave that ring back because that shit was tainted. You have to remember that karma will always do its job, okay? Silence is deadly, and silence gives you your power back so that you're not the one looking like a damn fool. He is. I know that getting vindication sounds really, really sexy, but I'm telling you, all it's going to do is lead to more problems and make you look weak. The best thing I ever did was leave that relationship with my head held high, as little people knew about that incident as possible, and ultimately I educated myself with all the tools that I needed to make sure that I never associated with another man like that ever again. Proof in point, he's never had a single successful relationship after that. He married someone after me, lasted about a year, and anything he's ever done since then, it's all gone kaput, okay? Life is serving him. His life is miserable. I didn't have to do that to him. He did that to himself. Sometimes I do regret not selling the ring though, and like just taking myself on a magical vacation. But I didn't. So that's my story. All I can say is learn as much as you possibly can about narcissists and protect yourself against them.
So I just got home from dinner and I have been trying to decide if I even wanted to talk about this at all because it's horrible, but this past week, an Amber Alert revealed that my boyfriend of a year and a half has been cheating on me. The boyfriend that I was building a life with, picking out rings and shutter colors with. So an Amber Alert went off on my phone. My boyfriend was out at a beer with the boys before immediately going to the airport. He had been acting super strange. So when this Amber Alert goes off, I go in the bedroom. I immediately smell cologne. Weird to put cologne on to go out for beers with the boys. So I see the Amber Alert is going off on the watch. I go to silence it. I've already tried to call him twice. No answer. Earlier that morning, I had sniffed my pillow because I just felt like something was off. He called me crazy. He said I was a psycho. I looked around the room. I felt like things had been moved. I felt like my sink, all my stuff under the sink had been moved. Called me absolutely crazy. So I pick up his Apple Watch. I silence the notification and I immediately get an "I miss you already" text. It is the girl that he has been in a full-on relationship for the past 2 weeks. Like, "Good morning, beautiful. I miss you. I'm in it for the long haul, blah, blah, blah," text. All the while, he's laying his beautiful little head beside me every night, still planning our lives. So this is a full-on dual relationship, like dual life, mastermind, next level amount of deception type of shit. So when I get that text, I obviously scroll through all the texts and everything comes out. Not only is it her, it's other women too. But she's obviously getting the crux of it. She's getting the copy and paste of the love bombing that I got last year. So granted, my entire life has flashed before my eyes and every gut instinct I've ever had has just been like put in blinding lights. So yeah, that was my week. And moral of the story, there's so much of the story. I should probably do a part 2. Part of me doesn't want to do part 2 because I feel like, oh, like who needs to hear about this? But at the same time, this is crazy. Like normal people do not do this to other humans, specifically ones they say I love you to, but like to anyone because it's so cruel and disgusting and like quite literally puts people at risk, not only emotionally but physically to engage in this kind of behavior. It goes against everything that they say that they stand for. But I also just feel like a full-on 10 minutes on this is cringe. So like my moral of the story is if I would not have gotten that Amber Alert, if he would not have gotten the Amber Alert, I would have never known this. I probably would have married this man with him acting this way and being capable of this type of behavior once I was pregnant, once I had kids, like for the rest of my life. And so legitimately, I feel like an Amber Alert just saved my life. I know that they're used for much more serious situations, but for me, like that Amber Alert just changed the course of my life.
I'm Wayne's wife. So you cheat with my husband?
Well, if everything was fine with you.
No, you're breaking up a home. So you're cheating with my husband. So how filthy and nasty are you to be cheating with my husband?
You better get out of my face.
And if I don't? Because you're nasty, filthy cheater. That's what you do? You go around sleeping with married men? Do you realize you have children? Do you realize that? Are you a Christian at all?
No, I'm not.
Or that's what you do for fun? Do you realize that? He's married.
She's not out of my face. She's not touching you. She's not doing anything wrong.
You go around sleeping with people's husband. You breaking up a home. And I hope you're happy. I hope you're happy breaking up a home. And then you text my husband, you're married, and you know he's married, and you still sleeping with them?
How my boyfriend cheated on me with my best friend, and
I watched that 41-part story, so you don't have to. So that's Sierra. She's an influencer, and she had a best friend that she really blew up with. Back in like 2010 era, she was on YouTube. They were always doing videos together. They blew up together. She says, like, we owe each other, like, our successes to one another, you know? She ended up finding out that on a weekend when they all went to Vegas together, that her best friend actually slept with her boyfriend. They were all having a great night, and the night is wrapping up, and her boyfriend tells her, like, hey, get into bed, like, I'll be right there. And Sierra's like, hell yeah, like, I know he's about to put it down. So she goes to the room, and her boyfriend's like, I'm gonna go make sure everybody's good. So he ends up leaving, and she's waiting for him, and he's like, she's like, where is he? She ends up falling asleep. Mind you, this man is in the other room piping down her best friend for 2 hours, videotaping it. So he comes back into the room the next day, and he's actually like, nothing's wrong. He even pipes down Sierra, not even showering in between, and then they leave, right? So 15 days later, she's going through his phone because she wants a spicy video that they made together, her and her boyfriend, and she's like looking through his phone. She's like, wait a minute, I don't recognize this like video. Like when did he record this one? So she's like, I'm about to tap on it. So she taps on it, and she's like, this isn't me, this is my best friend. And her best friend is going crazy. There's like several videos that all add up to about 2 hours long of her doing all types of things with her boyfriend, and she's just like gobsmacked. Her man is sleeping right next to her, so he wakes up freaking out, like, where's my phone, because he already told her, like, yo, if you go through my phone, like, it's over between us. So she tries to be like, oh, I don't know where it is. So she goes into the bathroom. It's like, oh, I don't know where it is. Then she like tries to pretend like to trip and just slides the phone underneath the bed, and she's like, oh dude, look, it's right here. And he's like, oh, okay, thank God. So now she decides she's not gonna say anything about this, right? So she sits on it for like 2 months, and then she eventually blows up on him one day. They're driving home, and she's like, Bobby, somebody that was staying in the Airbnb with them, Bobby told me that he walked into his room and you guys were like, you and blah 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 were like getting it on. And he's like, what? No, I wasn't even in Bobby's room. What are you talking about? He's like, wait, actually, I'll just tell you the truth. Like, yeah, I slept with her. It was wrong. Like, I apologize. And she's just like, you know, thank you for like confessing, but like, what the hell for not telling me, you know? And she doesn't tell him at the time that she actually saw the videos, right? And so she ends up telling him later, like, actually, I went through your phone, like, I saw all the videos. She ends that relationship. She moves on. She doesn't even speak to the best friend. After it happens, the best friend's reaching out to her. The situation happened September 2020. The best friend's reaching out to her in October. She's just ignoring her. And the girl's like, hey, I saw that you unfollowed me on Instagram. What's going on? And Sierra's like, I can't deal with this, you know? She ends up being like, I'm just going to cut this girl off. Like, I choose peace. I don't even want to go in on her. Like, if I go in on her, it's going to be extreme. I'm going to, like, lose it and go red, so I'm not even going to bother. In January 2021, Sierra's just like, you know what? This is eating me alive. Like, I just have to say something because they run in the same circle. So she hits her up and is like, hey, we need to talk. The girl's like, I don't know what you want to talk about. Like, I tried to reach out to you. Like, you're such a bad friend. Like, you didn't want to talk to me. How are you mad at me for not wanting to talk to you after you slept with my boyfriend? She just wants her to admit it. Sierra just wanted her to admit it, to apologize, to say something of the sort of like being remorseful, but that girl had none of that energy. All she was saying was like, I can't believe you didn't talk to me. Like, all of this just like straight bullshit. And I'll put some of the text messages during this time so you guys can see it as well. Sierra tells her, like, just call me. So the girl calls her and she's just like unapologetic, just like, I wanted to like let you know your boyfriend actually essayed me. Straight up tried to lie on this man, this black man, tried to say he essayed her. Sierra's like, what do you mean he tried to SA you? That is, she doesn't know that Sierra saw the videos. So she's sitting there like, I saw that whole thing was consensual. So she gets off the phone with her and then calls her ex-boyfriend, and she's blocked him, he's blocked her. So she like, from no caller ID, calls him, finally gets through, and she's like, hey, do you know that this girl's going around saying that you SA'd her? Like, legit, that is the story that she's telling? He's like, oh, hell no. So this man jumps on live to 3,000 people and shows the video, the raw footage of their spicy video on live to 3,000 people. That's how the world found out. It was because this man went live with the entire video. The girl finally admitted that she was lying and that she really didn't want to lose Sierra, and that's why she was trying to lie about what happened that night. But it's like the damage was already done. Like, Sierra says she is so traumatized from the situation, from the betrayal, from the lying, from the hiding. Like, it's so hard for her to make friends and to trust that they're like genuine. And I feel that, like, more than getting betrayed by a boyfriend, losing a best friend is so hard. So I completely understand. In April 2022, I found out that she was gonna have to perform with this girl. She was like, okay, well, I have to be professional. This is my career. Like, I cannot mess up my connections that I have with these people. So she went on stage. Mind you, she actually had 2 ops at this event. She handled herself very well and just, you know, did the performance, did her thing, and left. She actually reached out to her again, and the girl's like, I don't have anything to say to you. Like, you outed me. You shared my name on the internet. You told people everything. She's like, I did not out you. My ex-boyfriend put the video on live and people found out that way. I never wanted to share your name. Someone that I once called a best friend, I wasn't going to ruin their life and take their career down in flames with it. Like, after everything kind of went viral, she was obviously outed. Like, people figured out on Instagram, you know, the investigators on here, they figured out who she was. They comment bombed her like, I can't believe you did that to your best friend. She's with like a whole new man. And then they went and comment bombed her boyfriend, and her boyfriend's over there defending the girl's action. Like, no, the girl deserved it. Sierra deserved it. Like, you guys don't know the full truth. Like, my girlfriend has changed. She's not the same person she was 4 years ago. Like, boy, bye. Years later, the girl's still going around in circles saying that the man SA'd her. Ridiculous. I think that's crazy. She's turned off her comments since then on Instagram, on TikTok, on everything. Mind you, she has like 2 million followers, so she's a pretty big influencer as well. I thought the story was crazy. I wanted to share it with you guys.
Caught wife cheating on cop husband.
What's up, dude?
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
I
Good.
don't think so.
My name is Jamie, by the way.
I'm not shaking your fucking hand. Get out of here.
I'm sorry, what was that?
You know this is my wife, right?
Yes, it is.
It's your wife's house, too.
It's my house, too. You know who my child is? Have you been with my child?
We'll let the cops show up and we'll let them handle this. How about that?
Why don't you just leave?
Yeah, like, just like adults.
Okay. Can't believe this. So, why don't you tell me the story is?
Why don't you go? Just go.
No, this is where my stuff is. I'd like him to go downstairs, actually.
Fine.
I mean, really, this is my stuff in this house.
Fine. Well, we're gonna go downstairs. I don't want to do this.
So how long have you guys been screwing or whatever you're doing? Dating? I mean, can you answer me that, Courtney?
No, I'm not.
Give me that. I'm the father of your child.
That doesn't even.
I'm
not even relevant right now. This behavior is completely unacceptable.
So you kick me out so
This
you can
is not
find
your
another
house
guy?
anymore. No. Just not gonna engage with you.
So you're a police officer, huh? So how would you handle this?
We'll let the cops show up and we'll let them handle
Okay. Yeah. That's cool.
it. It's not going to work good in your favor, guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So what, am I going to get arrested? You're going to send the father of your child off to jail? Is this a good way for you guys to start? Anything you say, Courtney? I mean, come on.
I'm not engaging in this.
Wow, this really ruined your night, I suppose, huh? So you gonna tell me how long you guys been seeing? How long you been seeing my wife?
That's none of your business.
You realize that's my wife, though. We're not divorced. My wife.
Well, if cops show up, you don't have this.
Miles left until you reach your destination.
Why do you have a Tinder notification going off on your phone?
No.
Who are you messaging?
I'm not messaging anyone. Look, we're gonna be to Key West and
Stop.
Give me my.
Stop.
It's old. Come on, give me the phone.
It's not old.
Oh, chill out.
Oh my God, stop.
Chill.
Madison, chill. I did not want to say anything, but my boy Luke, he said that he fucking matched with her.
Why are you just adding to the situation? I didn't match with
Oh,
anybody
because
named
you're
Luke.
doing it, because I thought he was kidding, and now check it.
But I don't want to check it. I want to hear it from you.
Give me my phone.
Oh my God.
No, let the man do the.
I'm turning this off.
No, don't leave that on. Leave that on.
I don't even know anybody named Luke.
Hey, Luke. Don't cry. Don't act innocent.
Chill
Stop
out.
filming! Like, you're making it worse. All you've done is fuel the fire. You're
Stop
lucky
filming.
that we even invited you on this trip, and you're just making it worse.
You're driving my car.
I need you to give me the benefit of the doubt.
Get away from me.
There was nothing.
Get away from me.
Oh my God, get away from me. I want to go. I want to drink a motherfucking pina colada.
You're annoying, dude. Like,
I think you need to just take a breather real quick, both of you, because you're ruining this fucking trip.
Nick, you're the only person I want to be with.
Okay, that's bullshit, because then why are you on Tinder?
You know what?
Thank you.
It's for friendship. I don't have many friends. I just feel lonely.
For friendship? It's more like for dick ship.